hours of heavy hitting D&B. The biggest names in drum and bass on rotation every Tuesday night. Drum and bass on Ministry of Sound Radio with Fabio and Grooverider.
You're the only one that goes.
As we ease it down and take a journey into time, into bass, 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 bass. You're the only one to cure me. You're the only one to cure me, cure me, cure me, cure me. You're the only one to cure me. You're the only one to cure me, cure me, cure me, cure me.
Yes, it's that time again. Wow, the week's gone quick. Drum and bass from now till 11 o'clock, as it has been from 5 o'clock actually. The very best in drum and bass for the next 2 hours. We're kicking off with a sound of Red Light with DJ Dye on the remix and a track entitled Cure Me. Coming up in around 25 minutes time, we welcome Logistics. Yes, the man behind Together and loads and loads of amazing stuff. We've got him coming up in around 25 minutes time. He's going to be in the mix. He's going to be telling us about his new album, Polyphony. Really, really good album that I'm feeling right now. And Yeah, so we're going to have a chat and a mix with Logistics in around 25 minutes. And I've got so many tunes to play. So without further ado, something brand new from Lurch, a track entitled Body Language. You're listening to Fabio on Ministry of Sound Radio.
Ministry of Sound Radio. This is Fabio and Grooverider. Drum and bass on Ministry of Sound Radio with Fabio and Grooverider.
track you can hear in the background is the wonderful sound of Road Pieces and a track entitled Life Can Be So Beautiful. Before that we heard, was that Lurch? No, Lurch was the first track we played. And the second track was... it was Payback and Amp and a track called Lost Souls. Nice little funky groove in that. And Lurch was the first track. Look, all the track listeners are online. Go and check that out. fabandgroove.com. Got that in the bag, baby. Right, tonight we have Logistics. We got him coming up in around 10 minutes time. Got him talking about his new album, Polyphony. And we've got Logistics in the mix. Got to say a big shout to everyone who attended the Whiteley Football Club yesterday. Came down to watch the Drum and Bass All-Stars. In a wonderful game of football, I've got to say. Like, it could have been a match of the day, one of them ones. We lost 5-4, but it was a great game. We shouldn't have lost, because our team was actually better than theirs. We had better players, better everything. But it's just one of those things, like life. Sometimes you get the wrong end of the stick, so to say. We had a kind of missed penalty in the last minute. But it was a wonderful game. It was all for myeloma cancer. I've got to send a big shout going out to Billy Denial. Also all the guys that came down, big shout to Profile, to Mampy Swift, to Grooverider, to IC3, to Tyke, to everyone. Everyone came and repped, and it was a really good game of football. I think they're going to do another one in a couple of months' time. Definitely come and check that out. Right, we're going to play a couple more, and then I think we're going to have Logistics in the house. He's here, just setting up, getting ready. So we're going to roll out until the man steps up. So anyway, something brand new. A track entitled Psycho Dancer. Loving this. Big shout to Randall for this one. Also, big shout to everyone who attended Aperture in Cardiff on Friday night. They did that alongside Utah Jazz. Bombed down the motorway and got back late for my set. Shut that poo down. And I'm gutted to everyone that turned up. I got there late and it just didn't work out. But Grooverider played an amazing 3.5 hour set. So apologies for everyone who came down to listen to me. But we will be resuming. We'll be drawing the battle lines again next month. So watch out for that. Anyway, gonna roll this one out. Flapjack and Digital, Psycho Dancer. It's Fabio. It's Ministry of Sound.
Right now, this is Fabio and Grooverider, Ministry of Sound Radio.
This is Ministry of Sound Radio.
Hi, on Ministry of Sound. Tonight we have another guest. Our second guest. The first guest was Technimatic. He came in. He was wicked with his new album, done a mix, and we're repeating the same formula again tonight with one of my favourite producers. As they say on Pirate Radio, man like logistics is in the house. What are you saying?
I'm good, man.
Good to see you, man. It's funny because I saw you at Sun and Bass briefly, and then we got interrupted by Giroud the Damager, which doesn't happen a lot. And you got to give your love to Giroud, man, because he was out there doing his thing. But it's the first time I've seen you in a while, man. But I know that you've been busy and you've been doing stuff. So let's kind of go, like, say, the last 18 months, man. So what's been happening? What you've been doing?
God, that's a difficult question. It's always a blur when people ask that question. Let me see. Well,
you've been recording the album.
Yeah, I've been doing the latest album the last sort of about a year. I'd say it took to write. So yeah, been focused on doing that, and then prior to that, did the new Logic album with New Tone. And that was, we actually wrote that one really quickly. That was like I think we did it all in 4 months, that album.
No way, man.
Yeah, so damn sort of forced me to get into the studio every day at 9 a.m. work till 5:30. We were treating it like a proper day job.
Like a proper day job.
Yeah.
So you are a daytime person when it comes to recording in the studio, because I always find that interesting. Some people can't work in the day, and then other people tend to work in the day and they absolutely love it and can't work at night. So or can you just work at any time? You're just like,
I just kind of work whenever I'm feeling inspired, to be honest. I mean, it used to be when I first started making music, I'd start something at like 2 o'clock in the morning and work through till like midday the next day, and then sleep, till whenever.
You can't do that anymore, can you?
Well, it's not very good for getting
you said that in past
stuff
tense.
done. Like when the banks are closed and the shops are all closed, and it doesn't actually work that well. But I mean, creatively, I found it brilliant because you get into this weird sort of mindset where you're almost like, I don't know, it's almost like autopilot.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
But yeah, I just tend to work when I'm feeling really creative, and these days I usually work sort of between about 10 a.m. and about 11 p.m.
It's funny because I was thinking about this the other day. Like, drum and bass is very structured. It all goes at the kind of relatively the same speed, the same sound. So it's not like writing an album if you're an acoustic artist, say. So that must be very, very difficult to get inspired, because it's an open platform, drum and bass, but there's still restrictions on what you can do. Do you ever find that a problem?
I find it challenging, and like a challenge I enjoy more than anything.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because I think for me, the thing that I really like to do with my music is make it work in a club and still work at home at the same time, and also without being too sort of over the top. 'Cause I think if you want to make home listening drum and bass, you can go fully off on a tangent, and that can be brilliant. And there are people that have done that in an amazing way before. But I enjoy working under those restrictions. But at the same time, I think I'd also enjoy just having a completely open sort of
platform to do.
Kind of canvas with to work on. But,
so like this album, the new album, which I love, I absolutely love it. It's very logistics, and the funny thing is you have got a sound. It's always been there. ever since the first tracks you ever gave me, even going back to the Trip, Kaleidoscope, tracks like that, even together, there is a sound. Do you know what the Logistic sound is?
That's a good question. I was just going to say, it always makes me laugh when people say it's very logistic. I'm like, what do you expect? I mean, I'm really into sort of deep bass and kind of
that's what I love,
skippy
man.
running breaks, and, you know, like the rolling drums, and just kind of good uplifting vibes, really. So.
Yeah, you know what? It's sorry to cut you, man, but deep bass is a real. I had to pick you out on that point because deep bass is something that I love. That, you know, of most people that come from jungle, you know, that's what brought you into it, was that kind of warm deep bass, which is now. It's definitely a dying art. You know, I hear a lot of tunes nowadays and it's very MIDI. They're using a lot of mid-range, a lot of tops. It's very, 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 very produced. Are the days of rollers over? I mean, you know, you're out there, man, and you play huge gigs for hospitality. So you know, you're at the cutting edge of what's going on. Do you think there is still a place for the deep, dirty subs, man?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think playing on good sound systems is a big part of it, obviously. And,
True.
You know, the mid-range thing works brilliantly on radio and laptops and iPhone speakers and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, I've noticed from playing out over the last couple of years that the sort of more, kind of the deeper sets I play, the better response I get, usually. Even with, like, mixed crowds and, you know, I played Festival last year and it was to a huge crowd. A lot of them I don't think would drum and bass heads.
Yeah, right.
They're just there on a festival lineup.
Yeah.
And I played back to back with Dan for that, and we went in and had one of the best gigs we've ever had. So
really,
yeah, well, just people just got it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, it helped that the sun was shining and stuff,
and
you know,
it's
all
good
those kind
sound,
of things.
and it's such a good festival.
But I think there is definitely a place for it. And I mean, I think there's a place for all kinds of drum and bass still. I mean, we kind of got to that point where house was 10, 15 years ago, where it's, you know, got tons of little subgenres within drum and bass.
Exactly.
Which is, you know, a brilliant thing about drum and bass right now. But no, I mean, there's still a lot of love for producers like Caliber and Lensman and, you know, Die when he does his drum and bass thing. And all those kind of people. And, you know, I don't think that sort of sound will ever really die. It's a massively popular sound. And I think, if anything, that sound is moving more into the mainstream right now than it ever has done before.
You know, case in point is Sun and Bass, which is kind of like, you know, a rollers convention, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know,
it keeps me going.
It's brilliant because you can go out there. I heard your set out there, it was wicked. You really balanced it with old school and got the old school and new school vibe perfectly balanced. I hear a lot of people do that. It can sound forced if you don't do it right, and you've done it perfectly, wicked, man.
Thank you.
But yeah, that's a place where you see the response that you'd like to have a lot of times. You know, sometimes you go out and you play a set and, you know, it's kind of like there's a little bit of chin stroking going on and a little bit of kind of train spotting. It's kind of like dance, man. And you don't get that at Sun and Bass. You just get people that get down and you can play, you know, no hurry time and stuff like that without even thinking. Whereas, you know, the thought process in England a lot of times is like, should I play this now? Or should I kind of get it going first? Drop it in the middle of my set? But it's great to know that, you know, you still have that freedom to do what you want as a DJ, man.
Yeah, I think it's so important as well. I mean, and that's what I was saying about something like Festival when we played last year, is that it taught me that, if anything, you should really stick to your guns with that kind of stuff, because I think, you know, anyone can get the biggest tunes and play them in a certain order. And, you know, especially nowadays with all these kind of things that enable you to DJ in that way.
Yeah.
You know, with like mixing key and blah,
Of course.
But the actual real art in it comes from putting across what you want to put across musically, and having some kind of originality with that, I think. And yeah, it's, I mean, like you said, Sun and Bass is just the perfect place to be able to do that. I mean, I actually spoke to Dan prior to playing out there, and we're talking about, you know, because we both have tons of different kind of styles that we can play at something like that. And I was like, look, if there's one place where we can do exactly what we want, it's Sun and Bass. So let's just, just go.
Did you play Lovely Day?
Yeah, we played it.
Yeah, that's, you know what?
We tried to, but I think Dynamite kept on cutting it and singing over it. But yeah. But we tried.
Yeah, it's a vocal track, Dinah. Do you know what I mean? 4 vocals on this, bruv. I was standing up at the bar and I was like, and everyone started singing it, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was a moment, man. And that's, that's so good to hear that. Like at the end of your set playing Bill Withers, Lovely Day. That was special. That was a special moment. Do you know what? I thought I heard it, but I thought, did I just imagine that? Did Bill Withers get played at Sun and Bass? Yeah, that was big. Anyway, look, we're going to go on to your first track. You're going to play a couple of tracks. And plus, Logistic is going to be in the mix after this interview as well. The first track we're going to play is No Hurry Time. And it's not in your mix, is it?
No.
Oh, right, cool. No Hurry Time is a track that is a kind of hark back to maybe 10 years ago at Swerve Velvet Rooms. It's got that real old style way of rolling tunes out. Was that conscious, or is it just a roller for the album?
I think it's definitely inspired by those times. I started that tune just with a piano sample, and I think with those kind of tracks, once you got the sample, you're just away, really. You just got to find the beats to sit around it and some bass to underpin it. But yeah, I come from that style of writing tunes, and it's largely to do with going to Swerve and, the Wednesday night sessions.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and even that the night you guys used to do in Cambridge.
Oh, the Spoonfed night.
Yeah, that was a special night, that was, man. And it was one of the first nights that someone put Rodigan to take him out of the whole reggae thing and put him on. Because I remember when you guys had Rodigan down there, I was like, David Rodigan, like, how the hell is that going to work? He was like, no, we're gonna give it a go. We're going to give him kind of platform to do his thing at drum and bass gig. And I know he smashed it. And then, the rest is history, man. So, Logistics put Rodigan on the map. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, the first track we're going to play is No Hurry Time from the wonderful album. And what's the album called?
It's called Polyphony.
And this is a track, wicked track, entitled No Hurry Time.
Ministry of Sound Radio.
You know what makes me happy? Well, talking to you like this one. What makes you happy? What makes you happy? What makes you happy? What makes you happy?
The album Polyphony on Hospital Records, Logistics. I'm always kind of intrigued by album titles. What does this?
Was it a random one? This,
yeah,
it is a random one.
Really?
So, well, in terms of what it actually means, it's about how like melodies play off each other. But I did the track Polyphony with Sonic, and then finished the album. I mean, I don't go in too deep with album titles. So there's no crazy big story behind it, other than that I've sort of finished the album. First thing I always do when I finish an album is look through to see if any of the track titles are going to work for the album name.
Right.
Because I'm lazy like that. I can't believe I'm admitting this live on radio. Hospital kill me. But anyway, yeah, and that one just kind of summed up sort of my sound, I think, really, because I'm fully into the way sort of melodies and arpeggios and stuff like intertwine.
Yeah, no, I can tell.
And so yeah, that is about it. It's nothing.
So there's nothing real. There's no real depth behind the name.
I'm afraid not.
But you know what though? Yeah, do you know what though? You know what? It is sometimes it can be a word. Polyphony is one of those words, isn't it? It's just a really cool word, like resume. Someone said resume to me the other day, and I thought, you know what, that word's wicked, you know.
Next album title, right?
Yeah, that's going to be your next album title. I want a bit of copyright on that. Anyway, future. What does the future hold for you, man?
Just same.
Yeah,
really.
man.
Just I'm already back in the studio working lots of new music.
Wicked. Lots of good music around nowadays as well.
Definitely.
Lots of good stuff.
This year, I was talking to a lot of people out of Sun and Bass actually, because I mean maybe. That's the kind of place where people are going to be into the same sort of sound.
Exactly.
But I was talking to people like Technomatic and Utah Jazz,
yeah,
who both had albums out this year. And I think for the kind of music that we like, soulful, deep rollers, kind of D&B, that it's been a really good year.
It's been an excellent year.
Lensman album as well.
Yeah.
It's like, I think it's really strong. Because for a while, it got a bit... It just went a little bit quiet. I mean, these things go in cycles, don't they?
Of course.
It's always been there. But,
Yeah.
But I think when you can have like a bunch of albums out in 1 year, that really helps to push it forward.
Exactly.
I mean, there are even more like Hybrid Minds, people like that. There's just so many good albums coming out right now. And
that's so important as well to have good albums, because historically, drum and bass is not a kind of album genre as such, because it's so difficult to make an album. And this is your third album?
I don't even know what it is.
I think it's your third.
No, it's more than that. It's
your fifth?
Yeah, I think it's fifth.
Wow, the difficult fifth album, man. Do you know what I mean? Did you find this?
They're all difficult.
They're all difficult.
Like,
Is there some truth though in what people say in your first album? The reason why it's so difficult to replicate the feel of a first album is because your whole life has been put into the first album. Or do you think that's rubbish? It's kind of like, well, not really, because...
No, I think that's true to an extent. I mean, I remember with the first album, there are things I had ideas for prior to me even being able to make music, I think.
For sure.
And they were just things I'd always wanted to do. And then once I actually learned how to do it, or got close to learning how to do it, I sort of attempted to do that. But I mean, it's weird. Like, I think the longer I make music, the easier I find it in one way to write an album. And I don't think I'll ever write the perfect album. That's why I keep doing it. It's that sort of striving for perfection thing.
Well, this album is definitely what I can say about this album. What really touched me about this album was that it really is a kind of it's a hark back to the original Logistics sound. I'm not saying that hasn't happened, because the album with one of the most underrated albums, the New Logic album. I thought the album was wonderful, Brown Sugar and tracks like that. But this is really what I love about this album is there's nothing complicated about it. It's an album and it's got good tracks on it, which an album is supposed to have. And it kind of like, it sounds like something maybe from about 5-6 years ago. It's not over technical, and that's what was so good about the Technimatic album, which I liked more than any other album this year, because it was just very simple, but very musical, very in tune and in key. And I think that's the same with this album, man. It's a real grower. All the tracks have got a real organic feel to it, man. And I think you've really, really pulled that off. I really, really, really like the album,
Wicked,
man.
thank you.
All right, so what's you got any gigs coming up that you want to kind of tell us about?
We're doing Brixton Academy this week.
Oh, right. Is that Saturday night?
That's a good question. It's either Friday or Saturday. I think it's Friday. Yeah, it is Friday, actually.
Right, it is Friday. That's the day before my birthday, so I think I'm going to pop down there.
Oh, that'd be wicked.
Hometown's kind of vibe, so I think I'm going to pop down there. So you're down there on Friday. Anything else this weekend?
No, it's just that this weekend, and then I haven't even looked further. To be honest, I sort of do it week to week.
You sound like... we sound like we're related. I'm like that. When people ask me stuff in interviews, I'm kind of like, why did you ask me that, man? but also, any more New Logic projects coming up?
Yeah, we're going to be... we've actually already started working on some new stuff. So it's just a case of sort of finding the time to get in and finish like that stuff. And then, we'll probably... I don't know whether it'll be an album or an EP or a bunch of singles or what, but we'll definitely be doing more stuff in the future. I think Dan's just completing his next album at the moment, so...
Excellent stuff.
So yeah,
I'll be hitting him up about that, man. Do you know what I mean?
This is Ministry of Sound Radio.
Great stuff. So many, many thanks to Logistics for coming in. We've got Logistics coming up in the mix, but first we're going to play the title track from the album. It's a track called Polyphony featuring Sonic. It's Fabio on Ministry of Sound Radio.
Ministry of Sound Radio. This is Fabio and Grooverider.
listening to Ministry of Sound Radio. This is Ministry of Sound Radio.
Many thanks to Logistics for coming in for a chat and a mix. Remember, the album Polyphony is out in your shops already on Hospital Records, and you can catch Logistics this Friday down at Hospitality at the Academy in Brixton. If you've never been there before, it's absolutely insane in there. So many thanks once again to Logistics. We will have many more guests in the forthcoming months. Next week, Random Movement is up in the house with Grooverider. Anyway, onward we go. The sound of Voltage. A track entitled Float Your Boat. It's Fabio, it's Ministry of Sound, getting things popping.
balls, disco nights, colored squares, flashing lights, spinning balls, disco nights.
The sound of Krakatoa and a track entitled Xylo.
Spinning balls, disco nights, colored squares, flashing lights.
Kicked off that little segue with sound of Voltage and a track called Float Your Boat. Then we had Zero T and Fierce forthcoming on Quarantine, a track entitled, I don't actually know what the track's called, which has become a running theme in this show if you've never listened to it before. But great to hear Zero T and Fierce together. Great that the Quarantine label's up and running again. Then after that we had the sound of Nympho and a track entitled Tower of London. Big shout to Nympho, saw Nympho and Klute. I think that's forthcoming on Commercial Suicide. Saw all those guys out at Sun and Bass. Great to see Nympho from Amsterdam. They're making some great tunes for a little while. So big up to you, sir. And as I said before, the track you heard in the background, the sound of Krakatoa and the track entitled Xylo. Right, we've got about 15-20 minutes left. Here's something brand new from Caliber. Well, it's a remix of London Grammar. Send this one out to Marky and Pachif. Also, watch out for Bailey's Soul in Motion night, which is going really, really well. Each and every Wednesday is going to be moving to a Sunday soon. But always, always, always a good night in the West End of London. Big shout to Bailey and Need for Mirrors and all the guys involved. Anyway, check this out. We haven't got long left. Going to try and squeeze a few more tracks in before we out. Check it.
Drum and Bass on Ministry of Sound Radio with Fabio and Grooverider.
Treasure gold is fine, brother. Drop your bag at once. From the air to the people, a master take you home.
Fabio and Grooverider. Drum and bass on Ministry of Sound Radio.
Sound of Come On Strange and a track called Let There Be Love, and before this we had sound of Joaquin, lovely track, forthcoming on Intrigue Records. Big shout going out to Ben, Colette, all the crew repping. And remember, this is the only place where you can hear the real drum and bass on a Tuesday. Like, we roll from 5 to 11. Myself, Grooverider, Bailey, the likes of Brian G, Marky, and TC1, Simon Bassline, Smith and Drum Sound. Yeah, man, we got it tight. We got it on lock. Next week, Grooverider's here with the amazing Random Movement. What a guy that is. He's just had so many good tunes over the years. He's going to be in with the Rider. And the show's been so tight tonight, we really haven't had time to do your shouts. We'll save them for the next show, so don't worry about that. Right, we've got a couple more tracks to play and then we're going to be out of here. As I said, the sound of Come On Strange, met him and Intelligent Manners out in Sardinia. Really, you know, that's the first time I've met him, and he's been sending me tunes for like nearly 10 years. A lovely, lovely guy. Both guys are from Russia, so there's a nice little deep scene going on out there, so big respect to Come On Strange and Intelligent Manners. I think they've got an album forthcoming on Inner Ground Records. Right, here's something forthcoming on Liquid V. It's Penny Giles and Unreal, Nothing Lasts Forever. As I said, a few more tracks and we're going to be out of here for another week. Actually, you've got to send a big shout going out to Sigma for their number one, with Paloma Faith. Great guys, and richly deserved, man. They worked really hard and they've kept it D&B. So respect to Sigma, the only act this year that has had 2 number ones. That is saying something. Incredible stuff. Incredible. Right, that is about it. Many thanks to Logistics for coming in. Remember, the album Polyphony is out in your shops now on Hospital Recordings. Remember, if you want to hear the track listings, or you want to hear the track listings, you want to see the track listings, go online to Ministry Player. Also, we've got live feeds going up all the time. If you go into FabianGroove/twitter.com, we will do our utmost to let you be informed of what's been played. Many thanks to Rob. Yeah, man, came in, held it down. Behind the scenes, keeps it all ticking over really nicely. Big shout to Rob. So until the next time, I'm going to be here again in a couple of weeks. I think we've got a double show coming up real soon. Looking forward to that. Always mad fun. Remember, you can always also catch us on Fabian Groove, Facebook, and Mixcloud. Fabian Groove, check us out. So until 2 weeks' time, it's me saying, see you later.
is Fabio and Grooverider.